Man City 3, Leeds United 2. Phil Foden is the best on earth. Oh my god, that was absolutely shocking to watch. I can't lie. That was a shocking, shocking performance. But we got the 3 points, and that's all that matters in these sorts of games. But the fact that we nearly bottled a 2-0 lead. Well, we did bottle a 2-0 lead, but oh my word. That that was horrendous. That second half, we never looked in it. Never. Fair play to Leeds. Leeds came out and they played with fight. Oh my god. But Phil Foden, absolutely love the lad. He absolutely saved us. Scored after a minute, scored in the 91st. What a lad he is. Honestly, how anyone who supports Manchester City can dare hold anything up against Phil Foden. Because he's just unreal. Anyway, let's get into the player ratings, shall we? Start with Donnarumma, shall we? You know, I think the goals that were conceded, I feel like he couldn't really do too much. I mean, good penalty save, just damn shame that he palmed it straight back to the bloody guy. So, what can you do? And the Calvert-Lewin goal, again, wasn't his fault. We'll get on to doing this in a minute. But, other than that, did his job. I mean, he got booked up again. He's one booking away from suspension now. He needs to just calm down. He doesn't need to be involved in every altercation with the ref. He was also involved in the celebrations. Did you see? He ran the full length of the pitch to celebrate with Phil. So fair enough. He's a passionate guy. You can't knock it. I love that from him. He's just absolutely passionate. He just lives and breathes just getting involved everywhere. So fair play. You can't knock him. Nico Riley, again, brilliant. Won the most duels. Look at him. And yeah, provided an assist in the match. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Had two good chances, to be fair. Bloody hell. I mean, the header he should have scored, really. He should have scored. I didn't realise how much XG. Jesus Christ, I know XG is a load of rubbish, but still, bloody hell. Oh yeah, wasn't there like one off his shoulder? Was the other body part was the shoulder one? I don't remember the header one. I thought that was this. My mind slipped. I remember one that looked like it was looping in the far corner, but it came off his shoulder. But I don't recall the other one. My mind slipped on that one. Apologies. But yeah, still great performance from O'Reilly as usual. He's in great form. Josko Gvardiol. I mean, I thought he had a decent game apart from the fact that he nearly tried to assassinate. Who was it he took out? I forgot who he tried to take out. But anyway, the fact that he just flew in like an absolute, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. He just sort of flew in there for just no reason. It was all a bit hectic and chaotic at that moment, But yeah, Josko, you need to stop flying into people, man, please, especially in the box. Ruben Diaz, sort of just he was there. He was most uneventful of the back four, really, if we had to say that. But didn't really do too much wrong, so I can't really knock him. Because I mean, the penalty wasn't his fault; it's a penalty, and the other goal as well was just Nunez's error. To be fair, the two goals wasn't really. It was only really Gvardiol's fault and Nunez's fault. That's really it. One gave a penalty, one gave the ball to the guy. So apart from it, everyone else did their job. So Ruben, nothing to really knock him for. Nunez, what on earth did he do? I mean, we can laugh about it now. We got 3 points, but Nunez, man, Josko had it covered. Josko got it covered. He knocks it straight back to Calvert-Lewin. What are we doing? But like you say, he got an assist and we got 3 points. So you know what, Nunez, it's fine. Water under the bridge. It's all right, lad. But my word, he's been in such good form as well as a right back. I thought he was settling in nicely, and then he goes and does that. Yeah, no. Not gonna get too worked up by it. It's a shocking mistake, but we don't have to look back on it with distaste, being like, wow, that cost us the points. It didn't, thankfully. So it's moments like that where you just got to take 3 points and forget. Forgive and forget, move on. That's all you can do. Tierney Randers, very quiet game again from Tierney, unfortunately. I think he's had a very quiet spell. I think it's going to be one of this for a bit, and I think he will. He's a player who looks like he's going to pick up at some point, but I think we are just going to have to endure a sort of quiet period where he's just sort of just existing in the team in a way. Sort of like he partakes well in the sort of transition and stuff like that. But if we're honest, there's not really any big show of anything special. What I mean by that is like any clinical passes, any good sort of attacks, sort of good goals. Like we haven't seen a goal since Wolves, the first ever game of the season. So it's coming though. I feel it's coming. He's cooking. He's cooking. I can feel it. Nico Gonzalez, again, solid game from him. Just great. Just have him. You just feel comfortable having him when Rodri's out. I think he's really sort of settled in as as our DM, and yeah, I feel very comfortable when he's there. Nothing much to say. He's sort of like the Ruben of the midfield. Just sort of like was there, did a good game, no complaints. Man of the match, Phil Foden. Yep, man of the match, 100% deserves. Absolutely love the guy. Absolutely love him. Wow, wow, wow. Scored after 59 seconds and then scores the last minute winner. What more do I need to say? It's Phil Foden. He is a legend. Just wow. What a lad. What a lad. Jamie Doku, again, completing the most dribbles, but lost the most duels. He had a bit of a. He didn't really feel like he took anyone on. 6 out of 16. I mean, that's unreal, that 16 duels, but like, he only won 6 of them. I felt like every time he took someone on, he just didn't beat them. And I think it was a very poor day by Doku standards. He's usually skinning people left, right, and centre. But it felt like everyone he just ran to, it felt like Bogle had him in his pocket for most of the game. But, like I say, players have them games. As long as they don't make it a consistent thing, it's fine, you know. But yeah, by his standards, very, very poor. Bernardo Silva, again, sort of a invisible-ish sort of player. Didn't really see too much from him. Can't really recall many sort of moments he had. Like genius. He was just in and about, you know, getting involved. Got a yellow card as he always does in a scrappy game. Good lad. But you know, standard procedure. And then Erling Haaland. You know, it's a shame now. It's 3 games now without a goal. But we're not going to panic though because you know we are well. What do you call it? Cool-minded people who don't overreact just because Haaland's not scored in 3 games. He's still scored a load. He's allowed a few games off it. If it gets to 5, panic. Now we can just stick with him either, regardless. It's Erling Haaland. He'll return. Don't worry. That's all I can say. But yeah, it was a fun game though, nonetheless. We've got to admit, you know, it was entertaining. Certainly had a blood pumping. And yeah, stats as usual. Blue, 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 blue. Blue, blue, blue. Defense, them. Yeah, stats are... Never any point looking at the stats these days, is there? The same stuff. But yeah, we ended the lost streak of 2, which wasn't really a streak, it was just back-to-back. But at least we're back to winning ways, that's all that matters. Tomorrow night we've got Fulham. That should be a fun game. Fulham away is always an interesting fixture. I'm interested to see. What's the head-to-head like? 19 wins, 2 draws, 0 wins for Fulham. High expectations then, you know. Only drawn twice in the last 21. Never lost. Fingers crossed we can keep that going because we need to get a good run going now. You know, Arsenal dropping points to Chelsea was big. We need to get a good run now. We get a good run into the new year. See where we're at. You know, I think this season it's a long way from being over. You know, this is going to go down to the last few days. I think, 100%. This ain't getting finished anytime soon. We're going to fight, and Arsenal, you know, drop points to Chelsea, but they're not gonna lie down. They'll respond from that. They'll go on and win like the next 5 or something easy, next 10 even. Like they will respond to dropping points like that. They really will. So we just need to hope that you know we can get on our run. I mean, what we're 5 points behind? Yeah, 5 points. If we just get on a run now, focus, get on a good run with them. They drop points somewhere. They have a little blip, and then when they come to the Etihad, we have to be ready. We need to make sure we're a well-oiled machine by that time, because we need to capitalise on that. The fact that we still play them, because we've got a point at the Emirates, but we have to beat them in the Etihad. That is the crucial game. When is that actually? I've completely forgotten. When do we actually play them? Quite later on, isn't it? Yo, near the end of April. That could be big. When's that? How far from the end is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's that? Is that 33? 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 30. Yeah, that's game week 33. That could be the decider. Because then we have Burnley, Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth, Villa. So they're the last of the sort of big 6. That April is going to be a big that week. Chelsea away, Arsenal at home. Which, as it stands right now, we'll play 3rd and 1st. That could be the determiner. That could be April. As things stand, if we keep going as we are, that could be big. Who do Arsenal play in like in April? Like around us? Because we go Chelsea away, Arsenal. What do they have in that time? Bournemouth at home the weekend before. They've got Newcastle after us. Their finishes, what's their finish like? Oh, away at Palace in the last day. They won't slip up on the last day though. I don't think they would. They've got a pretty nice thing. This is the last sort of chance we need a thingy. We need to hope. We need to hope that we're in pole position, or at least we need to be within 3 points of them by 18th of April, so we can beat them and then see it out. That's what we have to do. That's the only way. February's their big ones. North London derby, then Chelsea. That's the big one. So we shall see. But yeah, it's going to be an entertaining title race, 100%. You know, I mean, I don't count Chelsea out either. 10 men Chelsea getting a point against this Arsenal side. Do not count Chelsea out. I really think they could mount a challenge. I'm not putting it past them. So yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. They're on the same points as Villa, but I don't know. I think Villa will drop off at some point. They're in a good run now, Villa, but can't seem sustaining it if we're honest. It's that 4 losses for us that really does just stand out. You can't lose 4 games like that. This early on and we've already lost 4. That's the biggest worry. But we'll see. Long way to go. Not even halfway yet. Not even halfway. But I've got faith. 5 points behind with 25 to go. 25 games. That's a lot of games. So yeah. All we can do is, come on, City.